Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Children's Liturgy. This is the 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time, and today God's message is to be more childlike, to be more like you guys here and you guys at home. Okay, so we're all going to stand for the Gospel acclamation. I'm going to sing Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. And we're going to welcome the Gospel today by Matthew, and we'll speak what we think, what we say, and what we believe. One day, Jesus said, "Praise to you, Father, for you have not chosen to reveal yourself to the clever and the wise, but to people who see the world through childlike eyes. You have shared your wisdom with those who are filled with innocence and simplicity." Then Jesus said, "Come to me with your worries and your troubles, and I will take care of you. I will help you to find real peace." Would you like to sit down? So those were quite incredible words at the last. Did you hear that message again? If I can just repeat that. Jesus said, "Come to me with your worries and your troubles, and I will take care of you. I am kind and gentle, and I will help you to find real peace." I don't know if you at home or anybody here at the table, if you've ever thought of a time when you were in trouble, or you felt alone or on your own, or you felt you had nowhere to turn to. And if you could maybe remember those words that echo there with Jesus when he said, "Come to me with your worries and with your troubles. I am gentle and I am kind, and I will help you." What a nice thing what a comforting thing or a place to go if you feel that way, if you feel worried or troubled. Imagine how nice that would be, because quite often I'm sure it's like if you're worried about something, you might think, "Oh no, if I do that, if I tell mum or dad, they might give out to me." Or imagine knowing that there's a safe place to go within Jesus, that he will be there for you no matter what, and he will be kind and gentle and forgiving. Isn't that a really nice thing to feel? Yeah. It's a comforting thing, isn't it? Yeah. Peaceful thing. A safe place. So if we think about a new child coming into the world, do you think the child knows to come into the world and be like angry and aggressive and sad?
No.
What do you think of when you think about a baby or a child? I think we did words earlier. Do you want to think about, maybe share with some of you boys and girls at home what we think about a young child or baby?
Loving.
Loving? Anybody else?
Innocence.
Innocence?
Happy.
Happy?
Caring.
Caring. What about you at home? Would you think of any words of what to describe a young baby? When I think of babies, I think of laughter, peekaboo, hide and seek, all this innocence and simplicity and loving and caring that these children here have talked about. And that's the message that Jesus tells us today. He says to enter God's kingdom, you must be childlike. You must possess all those qualities that these boys and girls have written here. Happiness, caring, honesty. We talked about what we have at home, don't we? We're trying to be honest, to be caring, to be loving. All those things. But as we grow up, do you still have all those things? Or do you feel they get sometimes guarded by other things? Like, what do you think?
We still have some of them.
We still have some of them?
We still have them some of the time, but not all of them.
Yeah. So we think maybe they're deep rooted in us, maybe somewhere in there. But sometimes other things, so maybe sometimes selfishness comes over us, like if we want the last sweet that's on the table, or we want the last pancake or whatever. So sometimes as we grow up and as we get older, we lose, or maybe these things cover up. If we want to say like ivy maybe covers over a doorway or something like that. Sometimes these traits that you've all mentioned, or these qualities, get covered up. So what Jesus says today was, to go into his kingdom, he wants us to hold on to those childlike things, those innocence, that innocence. I think, Christian, earlier you mentioned simplicity, love, caring, and then to bring those out into the community, to our neighbours, to our friends, and to carry those with us. And let's face it, we're not always going to be perfect, but if we take the time to reflect, sorry Dan, just in case the boys and girls at home can't hear us, if we take the time to reflect and think, actually I wasn't very nice to that person today, or I could have done that better. Maybe if we think about those words, that if we're worried or we feel troubled, that there's a place there in Jesus where he is kind, he is gentle, and he's there to help us. Think of those things. Alright, Krish? Okay, so I'd like to invite you boys and girls at home today, if you want, to create a picture with Jesus and all these children around him, and things that you think are qualities that Jesus wants us to keep with us. And also, if you think about your own home and the values you keep in your own house, the things that you like to be, are you a kind family, or are you a helpful family? And also maybe thinking about your school, because I know you've been missing your school. I know we're on school holidays, but also things, I think we talked about things at your school are respect, responsibility, taking responsibility if you're in the role. Okay, so just before we finish up, boys and girls, we're going to do our creed. Do you believe in God the Father Almighty?